Hi, all you're having fun and having great health and life full of happiness. I know some of you are facing some challenges, but I think they're all self-caused by the humanity itself. But anyway, let's leave that aside for a while and let me address a couple of very important questions that people have been asking when they start detox or when they start the diet, which I recommend for natural healing. They say they get weakness and they lose weight. So I think it is important that we address these two most frequently asked questions, right? First of all, do I look weak to you? You don't think so, right? So I'm sitting right now in my farm. You can see the food forest which we have planted. You see at the pond at the back, it's mango shaped pond. So let me address the weight part first. So let me ask you a question. What do you think is the ideal weight? How much you should weigh? And why do you think what you're eating, what you call is the normal society food, and your weight gained on that is normal? I mean, you are having diseases, right? Some or other disease, that's why you're starting to heal. Why do you think that weight is normal, whatever you have? How much should be the ideal weight? We see society, 99% of the humanity having extra weight. Some are having low weight. That's a different issue. That's a malabsorption issue. But primarily humans, especially in the cities, not involved in too much of physical activities, are overweight. Okay. Why does somebody gain the weight first, excess weight? Because we are eating foods which are so dense, so much of calories are and energies packed in terms of carbohydrates in them, and we overeating them. We eat grains, especially in India, 3 times or 4 times a day. You start with the breakfast at say 8 or 9. You would have idli, dosa, or some grain-based stuff. Then you would have lunch, which is again bread, rice with veggies and pulses. Then you would have again in the evening you would have something something like a poha or something grain-based, right? Idli again, or medu vada, fried stuff, right? Legumes and grains, legumes and at dinner again, bread, rice with some other vegetables. Of course, you would be having a lot of other eggs and dairy products and meat, etc. Based on whatever you've been eating so far, based on your conditioning done by science and doctors and whoever else. So if you're eating like that, which is I think 20-30% of that food, if you eat, you should be living nicely, but you're eating 3 or 4 times probably than your human body requires, because a clean body does not require too much food. It gets all the nutrition from the natural diet. You don't eat for calories. No one should eat for calories. That's a wrong science, right? And don't ever think that science is all good for you, right? Please understand, science does not happen for free. The research which happens in whatever labs, the world's the most state of art laboratories across the world, somebody sponsors them. It doesn't happen for free. Somebody is paying those scientists to do the research. And why would somebody pay those scientists if that research was not going to benefit, if it is not going to accrue profits to them? Who are going to get the profits from them? The food, the processed food industry, the dairy industry, the meat industry, the pharmaceutical industry. All your food and health related studies which you always ask proofs for are sponsored by those industries, right? And they wouldn't sponsor any study if they were not going to gain out of it, right? So I don't need to tell you much about it. I mean, if you still want to continue to believe in science or scientism, please go ahead and do it. I believe in nature. That's what created me, right? And that's what sustains me. So coming back to weight, when you're eating carbohydrates 3-4 times a day, and when you are not doing enough of physical activity, not that all the physical activity will do will melt all of your calories, but it's actually getting accumulated as fat, huh? As fat. which body would probably use it if you are uh, not getting food enough, right? So all that excess carbs are actually getting accumulated as fat. That's body's way of accumulating it. Now that's that, and then you are having all the oils, right? Then you are having all the meats and the dairy, all the fats, right? Where is it all going? It is converting into fat. And now if a person who's of height, 5 feet 6 inches, which is my height primarily, and I was 75 76 kg, before I began my journey years back, and now I'm 52 53, right? That's perfect for my health, perfect for my height, right? You should. Now I don't believe in all those BMIs and all of that stuff, but if you still want to have certain thumb rules, you could look at a BMI of about 21 22. That's perfect. Not even 24 25, that's higher, right? So but let's understand why you lose weight. Because for 30 40 years or 20 years, whenever whatever age you are at, you ate wrongly, you accumulated a lot of toxicity and lot of calories, and it got converted into fats. Now our body is so smart, it is so um intelligently evolved to protect itself from these sins committed by the humanity, that it stores all the toxins in the fat of your body, right? If it didn't do so, the fat was not there, then the toxins would be there in your body and would be damaging your organs, your brains, your lungs, your heart, your kidneys, your liver. Not that they don't do, but the fat plays a defense part, right? So it stores there. When you start detoxing, and when you start eating a more of a natural diet, less complex carbohydrates, less proteins, less fats, you start losing weight for good. And then your body also wants to flush out, get rid of all these stored toxins in the fat. So then it does away with all the fat. It should melt, all the toxins should go out, right? So initially you would lose weight, which is happening for good. In fact, you would lose more weight, and it's again happening for good, because even if you are 60 and if you're going up to 40 in first year, which is great, because you are losing all the toxins and all the accumulated wrong fat for first 30 40 years. And once you have detoxified completely for first 12 months or so, then you will regain your weight on healthy foods. That will be healthy weight, healthy fat, devoid of toxins. So now toxins are not there, right? You have healthy fat, healthy weight. You have to have patience, okay? Nature is slow, okay? You didn't grow from a tiny embryo of a couple of grams, to 60 or 70 or 100 kg in some cases in 1 month, right? It took 20 years or 30 40 years, right? Now, so that's how you should look at it. It's a slow process, and slow is better, because you don't want to detox too aggressively. Then you will have so much of symptoms that you will probably rush to again doctors to dull your nerve energy, to suppress those symptoms, right? You don't want to do that. So what we are supposed to do is take it slowly, have patience, okay? Do not start everything on your own by looking at one video or looking at some book, because you still have no idea of what what all it involves. Especially if you've been toxic for 40 years, eating crap and eating all sorts of foods, taking all sorts of medicines, and then you want to cure in a couple of weeks or in a week. There are some people who are actually just going on a natural diet in a day and couple of days and throwing all the medicines and then saying, okay, am I getting cured? It doesn't work like this. I'm so sorry. You damaged, you degenerated your body for 30 40 bloody years. What do you think nature to do to you in a week? Absolutely ridiculous. That approach, that thinking is absolutely immature, right? Don't do that. Take your time. Understand first transition to a natural diet. That's why people have issues. They want to rush into things. They want miracles. They want silver bullet. They want quick solutions. They want to chase some targets, like corporates give them the targets, right? That's a misery anyway, chasing targets. Take your time. First transition. First understand hire detoxification experts services. Let her counsel you first. Understand what all involves. Okay, don't try to save couple of thousand in order to waste lakhs of rupees in surgeries and all lots of complications in years later. Okay, I'm sure you have that much of money to invest couple of thousand to hire a couple of sessions with a natural healer or a detoxification expert, right? Or you can do your own research. You take time if you want to save that time. You can probably do research, read a lot of stuff, watch some videos, maybe do 1 month 2 months research. And if you have the confidence, do it yourself. I did it that way when I started. So and then take your call, right? First, transition. And transition can take time depending on where you're coming from, right? If you've been very toxic, you have had a lot of issues in your life, you've been having a very uh, a long history of taking allopathic medicines or any other medicines, then you should take time, right? Understand first, transition first, take it slowly, and then get into a deep detox mode. And once you have detoxed, healed, it may take 6 months, sometimes it may take 12 months, in some cases it does take 24 months as well. But then you do heal. The more underlying issues, more time you take. The older you are, more time you take. So don't conclude prematurely with a half knowledge or lose patience. Live with nature. Let it take its own course to heal you. The body is the healer. No food, no medicines, nothing is the healer. The body has all the immense power and the natural intelligence to heal itself, because it joins its bones on its own. It becomes a big human from a tiny embryo. So all the power, all the intelligence of the cosmos, or whatever word you want to use, is there in the organism here, right? And take your time, transition well, detox well. And once you've healed your issues, once in a while, you being a human, you want to socialize, etc., you could go back to eating some of your favorite foods later on, of course the healthy versions of those, right? So you need to learn art of transitioning and science of detoxification. Both are involved. So that's about the weight. So weight you will gain, don't worry about it. Second year, a lot of people, all of my patients and people I know who've done that have gained weight, because the body then, when it's well nutritioned, hydrated, alkalized, and it will assimilate everything from the right food or right nutrients, it will gain weight. And it lost the weight first in the first year or first 6 months for good. Let me assure you this. I'm doing this multiple times, this assurance, to all of my people and all of my patients and everybody else. Okay. Now coming back to weaknesses. So what is weakness? There are multiple factors here. One is your addictions. You are addicted to wrong addictive foods. So what are all those addictive foods in nature? Caffeine, the tea and coffee, highly addictive, highly acidic, neurotoxin. The caffeine is a natural pesticide which the tea or coffee plants release when pests attack them, and then you are having that caffeine through those leaves or seeds. It's neurotoxic, it's highly addictive again, right? So when you wean yourself from the coffee and caffeine, etc., or tea, you would get certain withdrawal symptoms, and that is what the weakness. Well, it's a big stimulant. Anything which is toxic is actually also a stimulant to the body, right? The body kind of gets stimulated when you put anything which is toxic or a stimulant, right? So tea and coffee, when you wean them off, you feel weakness, which is a withdrawal symptom, like a drug rehabilitation program. If you quit drugs, what happens? You feel weak, right? Secondly, all the grains, yeah, again, cooked grains are highly addictive. Gluten in wheat, a lot of good gluten grains people are eating, they are highly addictive, right? And other processed stuff, all the processed ingredients, they are addictive, right? Salt is very addictive, your favorite. You don't know, you can't live without salt. We will have a different session on salt. It's a big huge topic again. Salt is highly addictive. I have found salt to be the most addictive when I was transitioning my own journey, right? uh, so that's that. And then you have stimulants like meats, right? Dairy, the casein, it has effect, because you, when post metabolism, your opiate receptors actually would have this casomorphins, which is there. It's post metabolism of the casein protein from the milk. You produce casomorphins, which are highly addictive again. So so much of addictive foods you're eating, when you are quitting them, you would get those withdrawal symptoms, which you call weakness, because they were stimulating your body. They were highly addictive. So one way of doing it gradually, in taking baby steps, rather than getting overwhelmed and making conclusion, oh, this is not working for me. I am like, oh, I'm getting very weak, and this is kind of an extreme diet, and whatever health is happening, I am feeling very weak, so I shouldn't be doing this. There's something wrong with this. This is absolutely a wrong thinking. Your conditioned mind by various industry which has been done, because I did also face that a first couple of weeks, and then they all subsided later on. Okay, and a lot of my clients have faced that and they feel good. Now, meats and high protein diets, they're also high stimulants. So when you get rid of stimulants, the body will feel weak. It's again a withdrawal symptom of drugs, stimulating drugs or sedating grains. Okay, so don't worry about those weaknesses. And one more important thing, why what you feel weakness happens is because when your body is getting cleaner as you are removing all the addictive foods, all the congesting foods, your food congests, because when they remain undigested, what are they doing? They're rotting, fermenting, decomposing in your colon, and they are congesting your entire body. That's accumulated chemistry is absolutely congesting your body, and so when body tries to heal, it first will do away with all the congestion or all the accumulations, right? And when you are giving it a natural diet, more of it, as you start increasing that intake, it would want to get rid of all that accumulations, right? So when it does that, it requires energy, because you are eating foods now which require less energy in the digestion, because earlier you were busy in digesting for 4 5 times, the kind of foods you were eating. Now you've taken break from digestion because you're eating more of a natural diet which is easy to digest. Now body's energy is available to heal itself. So when it is healing, that means it's channelizing energy to remove the accumulations and toxins and trying to repair some tissues here and there. So that energy is getting channelized here and there, and it's less available for your day-to-day activities, right? For a certain time, not forever. Because I feel less energetic to you being a fruitarian? No. I mean, I'll talk about why I feel so energetic later on. So the most important part is where you are channelizing your energy. If your body's energy is being channelized to repair the issues, you will feel weak. But that's what happens when you fall sick, which you call falling sick. It's not falling sick. It is body's way of resting and then channelizing energy to heal the underlying issues. When you get fever, you feel weak, right? You feel tired, because what is body doing? It wants you to rest. It wants you to take break from digestion. You don't feel like eating anything, which is good. Then you are lying down, body is raising temperature to kill all your parasites, etc., which are harmful organisms, lying toxic, toxifying your body by creating excreta, which is toxic again, because they are feeding on your filth which is inside your body. So you are the one who created those parasites in your body, and when body is trying to kill them by raising temperature, you think it's some fever, it's some virus, I need to have antibiotic. All that is treatment modality, all that is nonsense. You should trust your body, and you should trust nature, and not some sponsored science making profit for somebody else. Okay, now, so that's the reason you feel weak, and that's temporary, which is happening for good. When you start your detox, when you are taking steps towards cleansing your body, you should take break from your mundane slavery or whatever the hell you do, right? Take a 2 weeks break when you start this journey. Relax in nature, go to a retreat or on a natural resort, or at least wherever your house is, or go to your village, wherever. Take a break of couple of weeks when you start detoxing, and relax, just rest, okay, and eat most natural foods. Take baby steps. Don't jump to all natural diet in a single day. And nobody should throw away all the medicines. Nobody should take all natural diet at one go. Nobody, you should follow a proper protocol. There has been extensive research done, lot of studies have been done, lot of clients have been studied, and that all knowledge is there with the experts. So you should take advantage of that, just spending couple of thousand rupees, right? What's the big deal there? You have a lot of money, I guess, because you can pay lakhs of rupees in all your favorite hospitals. So why won't you spend a couple of thousand in understanding this science, which is actually healing, right? So I hope we've addressed weaknesses and weight loss. You would do away with weaknesses when your body is hydrated, alkalized, and detoxified, and then well nutrition on a natural diet after certain time. It takes time, and then weight also would be gained once you've done away with your toxicity, and then healthy tissues are being built on a right natural diet in nature. Or you will feel all of that greatness and you have the best version of yourself, right? I've been detoxing and I've been having a natural diet. Do I look weak to you? I feel so energetic. Right? I sleep for 6 hours, right? I don't have any issues, right? I'm not scared of any propaganda, what is happening right now. I've breathed in the nature, right? Fresh oxygen. I exhale whatever is there which body needs to exhale out, all the toxic excreta, vaporized form. You shouldn't hold it in the body. It's bad. People are facing a lot of issues when you're holding it back using whatever else they've been telling you, right? So I would suggest don't be scared, and you can never be scared of nature, right? The politicians are corrupt. Nature is not corrupt. Nature created you, nature created everybody, and nature created food for every species. Nature cannot be wrong because it has created food for every species it has created. So why would humans be different, right? So think that way. If nature did not have food for all these species in nature in its most natural, spontaneous form, then why would you? How would you survive? It is only that in a couple of thousand years, we've started degenerating, eating something which we're not supposed to put, or absolutely denatured food, and that's the root cause. Always look at the root cause. Don't look at treatment of symptoms. Look at the root cause of your sickness. Root cause is unnatural foods, unnatural diet, unnatural thinking, unnecessary stress, living in the toxic cities. You can detox, you can heal well, and you can live 100 plus years without any diseases if you were living in nature, using following nature's laws. So all the best, and don't have any kind of fear. You can thrive. You can uh, get to your best version of yourself and have fun. Take care. All the best.